Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Sorry I took a couple of days off because I just wasn't really feeling up to doing videos and stuff. But I thought I would come on today because I am feeling absolutely elated, and I hope that you are as well. Everything that's happening in the U.S. right now has been pointing towards the election from yesterday and all the things that happened with it. So my guides told me, forget laughter, forget, any of these other emotions. You're gonna read on joy today. So I'm reading on joy today. And I think that joy is a very important emotion because we have in our lives we have experiences that bring us down. And I'm going to tell you something. Before I went to bed a couple of nights ago, I was thinking about this election. And I voted in the New Jersey election because I'm registered in Jersey. So I voted for the New Jersey governor. Very proud of that vote and very happy about it. I don't think I felt this proud of a vote since I voted for Bernie back in 2016 in the primary. But I feel very, very proud of the vote, and I'm very, very happy. I want to find out how the assembly did in Jersey. I still haven't found that out yet. I've been looking, I've been scrounging the internet looking, but I haven't found anything yet. But it'll come. I'll find it and I'll see what how that went. But I'm very, very happy with the results. I'm glad that Prop 50 passed. I'm glad that that in Virginia they swept everything. I mean, they swept the assembly, they swept the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, I think, assembly. I mean, it was just a clean sweep in Virginia. So congratulations to those in Virginia who uh, who did their part to create this really awesome thing. Um, the other thing that makes me really happy is that in Pennsylvania they were able to keep in their Supreme Court, they were able to keep the liberal justices, so they kept three of them. In again in New and in Ohio, the vice president's half brother ran for mayor of a town of a city in Ohio, and he lost. So the Democrat won there. So it's just been really the news that I've been hearing is that, excuse me, across the board, the Democrats have won. Very, very optimistic and good news. So, sorry, there's a lot of dust in here, so do something. So I've got here, my guys are telling me because it's joy. The word is joy. And cat tarot. So cat tarot is today. Probably go back to light in the mist in a couple of days when I do some more uh, generic reading. But I'm feeling joy, so I'm doing the cat tarot. And the cat tarot is the is really showing, you know, how joy can infuse our lives and how we can, we can embrace that. 2 nights ago, when I would go to bed, I couldn't sleep. So one of the things was I was thinking about this election, and I was thinking about how significant it is, even though it's an off year. And the thing is, last year we were all so deflated by what happened and by how the election turned out. And this year I was sitting there in the back of my mind because everybody was saying, all the psychics were saying, everybody was saying the same thing. They're saying, oh, the Kamala Harris was going to win. Everybody was saying it. Oh, she's going to win. She's got it. She's got it. She's got it. Until the last day, the day before the election, I think Libby it was pulled a card that she kind of wasn't sure about, and she said that it was that she thought it was about the rigging of the election, and she thought that it would be the Democrats fighting against the rigging by the Republicans, or that the Republicans were going to accuse it. No, the Republicans were going to accuse the Democrats of rigging the election, like they did in 2020. It was like the same old playbook. And they were all like, "Oh, we're gonna, this is the election's been rigged, and this is what's going on, and yada yada yada." So this was This was seriously the issue that was kind of in people's minds. Will the Republicans, once the Democrats win, will the Republicans accuse the Democrats of rigging the election? Well, what happened was, well, as you know, everybody, was like, I went to a Democrats Abroad gathering after the election, and it was like going to a funeral. So it was really, really depressing. It was really, really hard. So when I went to bed last night, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about this idea that, I'm feeling optimistic about this election, about everything that's going on with the election. I'm feeling optimistic about it, but I was in the back of my mind, there was like this little voice that was saying, well, remember what happened last year. Remember how you felt when you woke up on the Wednesday after the election and how you felt. And I said, yeah, I felt like crap. It was awful. And I remember when I came back from the party, or not the party, but the, the gathering that was like a funeral. When I came back from that, I got off the bus two or three stops before my actual stop because I had so much energy going through me and I was so angry and I was so frustrated and I was going through all these emotions and it was like the stages of grief and it was like all of them at once, going through me. And I got off and I just started walking and I was doing like power walking and to get back home. It was about 2 kilometers from where I lived, and I was just power walking back to our apartment. And I was so angry and I was so frustrated. So I remember that, and I remembered how I felt when I woke up that morning after the election, and how deflated I felt. And today, when I woke up, the first thing I did was I looked at my phone and to get the news, and I just wanted to see who won where. And my biggest joy, the biggest joy that I had, it wasn't about the New Jersey governor, which I thought that would be the biggest, happy moment for me. But the biggest feeling of elation that I felt was because Mamdani won in New York City. He won the mayoral election in New York City. That brought me so much joy. And I was absolutely, when I woke up this morning, I felt absolutely elated by the fact that he won. So I want to go into this element, this emotion of joy. And I want my guides to give me a message about joy, about what we can, how we can, kind of contend with our joy in a balanced and realistic manner. And so this is like more in Nigel's wheelhouse, I guess you could say. But we're looking at balance in regards to joy and what it means, because we had when I look at the counter to that, that was last year. And now I'm looking at today and I'm looking at how I feel today and that elation that I feel right now because of the wins that happened. So I'm going to pull cards on that. Um, and they're saying to stop. Okay, so here we go. So this is in regards to joy, and I get the King of Swords straight out. And for me, this King of Swords, look at him. He's serious. He's balanced. He reminds me of these little Chinese cats where they have the paw and they go like this. And that's what he looks like. That's what I see. But there's a very focused essence about this cat. He's very, very focused and centered on what it is he's feeling. And I think that that's what joy is about. We are focused and centered on that feeling of joy and that feeling of elation that we are carrying right now because this gives us hope. And hope is a very powerful thing. And hope is something that we all need at various stages in our lives. We need that hope, that sense of hope that encapsulates uh, being able to move forward and being able to say, yeah, I can move forward in joy. I can move forward in peace and happiness and joy. And And this is the focus that we are, because I think the King of Swords, and in this instance, I think there's a sense of focus that's on this card. And it's not just about feeling joy because we won. It's a feeling of joy because we know that the people who won are going to move forward, and they're going to do what they have to do to make things better for the people that elected them. And that's what I think this is exemplifying. I think that, when I see this cat and when I see how he looks, I see that sense of focus and that sense of, okay, we won, we can be happy today, and tomorrow it's time to get to work. And that's what that is. I think Mamdani. I hope I didn't like totally ruin his name. He's really a great, very sympathetic looking person, and he's like, I think he's the next generation Bernie Sanders. That's how I see him. That's the energy that I see from him. He is the next generation Bernie Sanders character, personality, um, and that's why I'm so excited that he won, even though he's not. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form because I don't live in Manhattan. I don't live in New York. But this guy winning is just like, this is like the next generation Bernie Sanders. And this makes me happy. It's crossed with the Three of Pentacles. And at first I thought this was swords because I saw the cat's teeth and, in the box and everything. But the Three of Pentacles that that sense of, well, when I look at this picture as it is, it looks like this cat is completely ignoring the pentacles that are on the box behind him, which is why I thought it was swords when I first looked at the when I well, I didn't not swords, but I thought it was, but just that the pentacles were behind him, so he wasn't really focused on the pentacles. And I think that in the sense, I think this is the Democrats in these various state houses and in the mayoral election and stuff. They're saying, I'm not focused so much on the money, I'm focused on the people. So I know where my priorities are. I know what my priorities are in relation to all of this. And this is where I'm putting my focus. Because this cat, again, just like the King of Swords, this cat looks very centered on what he's doing. He is very centered. He's biting that box, but he is centered on, his focus is on something other than money. And what I see is I see these three, and then three butterflies here on the King of Swords. So it's like there's something about the number three that stands out in my mind with regards to what's going on. And I think that this is the idea that we have with regards to the to this, that we have our joy and we feel joy, but we also have that balance as to what it is that needs to be done. Because it's not just about being happy and it's not just about celebrating something wonderful that's happened, but also being able to look at this and say, you know what? There's work to be done. And we've got the chutzpah to do it. And we're gonna do it. And that's what I get. The underarching energy is the Ace of Wands. To me, this is like the celebration. I pulled this the other day when I was doing anger, and it was like finding the courage and finding the willingness to start a new journey and start a new a new sort of journey. And I think that this is what I think is going on in the States right now, is that people are starting to have a new sort of journey in mind. And it's really very, very vital. And I'm getting very distracted because it's like the lighting here is so awful. I have to see if I can do something better with it. So I'm going to pause for a minute and see if I can fix this. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. I really apologize for the lighting. It's just really bad here. I just do not like the lighting here. But I can't do much about it because I don't have a lot of money to give out for lights and things like that. So anyway, so I got the Ace of Wands. Here's the underlying energy in the reading, and this is the new start, the new beginning, and moving forward with the new idea. So yeah, we're joyful, we're happy, we're celebratory, but we also realize that we have to move forward and we have to, you know, make. In the immediate past, we have the Knight of Cups. This guy, he's like having some food here. And I have to check here because in relation to joy, I have to check what the Knight of Cups signifies. Just because Knight of Cups, emotional energy and idealist. Okay, so this is the celebratory the Knight of Cups is the celebratory state. And so in the immediate past, this is like probably like last night. This is like the end of the election. And this is the celebration and this is the joy that we're feeling from all of the stuff that's happening and why it's happening and what's going on and stuff like that. So it is a celebratory feeling. It is a happy feeling and it is something that is filling us, I mean, with a lot of jubilation and stuff. But it's also keeping us grounded in this idea that everything happens for a reason and that when we move forward we have to embrace that things are changing and that things are coming to fruition and stuff like that. So this is, I think, that the celebratory card. This is this idea that we, that after everything that's been going on, we have a reason to celebrate. And because that's the in the immediate past, then I kind of interpret that to be last night when the news came down that the different candidates in the Democratic Party won. Then everybody was like celebratory and happy and everything was great. The overarching energy is the Three of Cups. Again, threes. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups here. We have the three butterflies flying over the King of Swords. We have all this celebratory feeling. So there's a like that overarching energy is that celebration, that sense of, oh, we've got an abundance of joy and we're going to express that joy. We're going to express that and we're going to share it and we're going to but we're also keeping in mind there's a balance between with our joy. There's a balance with it. We have to get to work. We have to do what we need to do, not just vote, but also be a part of a community, to embrace our community, to embrace the people. I've been hearing a lot of excuse me. I've been hearing a lot of people who are in light workers going out and saying we're giving money to food banks, we're putting up GoFundMe's for people in our community, we're trying to do what we can to help the people so that they can get through this difficult time. Because I mean, contrary to the joy that we are feeling, there's a lot of difficulties happening right now for a lot of us, and we're still keeping in mind that even though we're happy and joyful, there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of stuff happening. There's still a lot of stuff going on. So we have to keep ourselves really balanced in that, knowing that this is what's going on. And that's what this card is about. It's about celebrating, but also keeping that, keeping because as the way I look at the minor arcana cards from 1 through 10, I see them as the beginning all the way through to the ending. So it's like each like wands and swords and cups and pentacles, they each have they have a starting at the ace of wands, ace of pentacles and stuff is the start. And then you have them moving forward, moving forward, moving forward until you reach the 10, which is like the endings and beginnings. And so this is like the coming to that culmination where you are happy and joyful and what have you. And so the 3 is about that joy, but it's like there's still that path ahead of us that we need to focus on. We need to see our way to the ending of, the ending of one thing and the beginning of another thing. So that's what I see with this. Externally, we have the 4 of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, trying to remember what this is about, but what I see is when I look at this image of this cat with the fish crackers, which is like the pentacles. When I look at this cat and I see him focused on these 4 pentacles, or these 4 fish crackers that he's going to eat. And so I see that, I feel that sense of, yeah, it's all about the journey forward, the journey moving ahead, moving forward. Internally, we have the moon, and um, well, we're still going to have opposition, regardless of how things proceed. We're still going to have the opposition, and we know this internally, that there's still people that are following and adhering to the big fat orange problem in the White House. So we still see this and we still recognize it for what it is. But this is a guardrail. These are guardrails. What's happening right now is guardrails against him. So that's what I see with this card. Hopes and fears is the 7 of Swords. Oh, I love this. This is so cute. I always think of the cat with the file that's like doing his claws, you know? They have a gif of it and he's like doing his claws like this. And that's what I think of when I see this cat. In a generally speaking, this cat is the one who is looking to see where the wrongdoers are and if something can be done against them. And that's what we're hoping, is that there will be, that not only will these people come into power and not just talk well and talk nice, but really be willing and able to fight against the corruption that they are seeing. So it's not just about giving a good speech. I mean, these guys, these people, these folks are capable. These ladies are capable. These 2 governors are capable, and this new mayor-elect, they're capable of giving good speeches. But are they going to do something about the corruption? That's what everybody's on everybody's mind right now. That's what people are thinking about, and it's kind of, it's, the joy is there, but it's like kind of tempering that just a little bit, because we're all sitting here going, okay, yeah, we know these folks can give good speeches, we know they can talk well, but are they capable of doing something about the corruption? Because that is why we voted for the Democrats. That's why. We want them to do something to counter the corruption. We want them to use their power and fight against this corruption. That's what Gavin Newsom is doing. That is what Mandan, Man, Mandani is going to do, or wants to do, intends to do. And now we have these two ladies who are in New Jersey and Virginia, respectively. We have to see if they're going to fight against the corruption. And that's what this card is about to me. This is how I interpret it, that this is the willingness to fight against the corruption. Because the 7 of Swords is about that corruption. It's about that sense of corruption that shows up. Final outcome is the 8 of Wands. We have a long way to go. We still have a fight on our hands. We still have to surge forward. We have to move forward to fight against the what's going on and what's happening. But what really makes me think about this card, and why it is that it comes out as a final outcome, look at the leaves that are surrounding this cat. It's autumn. It's autumn, fall. And these leaves are falling onto the ground. And this is the new beginning, the new start. So we have a little bit ways to go. We still have a fight on our hands. We still have to move forward, but we're willing. We're willing and able to do it. So the feeling of joy is a mixed feeling, but it's also that sense that we are able to move forward with all of this and not have to not have to not have to feel depressed and degraded while we move forward. So I think that that's what this is about. I think that that is, and I just split the deck and I got the Chariot on the. There we go. So the Chariot is about moving forward. It is about moving forward. So, yeah. So it is a balance. So Nigel has given us a really good balance with regards to this. We are moving forward. We are, taking this horse by the reins, and we're saying, okay, we're going to move forward. We're going to contend with all of this in the way that we think is right and best and what have you. But at the same time, we're keeping a balance in it. Um, so let me do this. Pull out my pendulum here and see if Nigel is going to give me a little bit of information, a little bit in. So, okay, that was my husband sneezing. So, if you heard that, that's what that is. Okay, Nigel, are you here? Show me yes, please. Oh, he's definitely here. There's a yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. Nigel, please show me no. Oh, yeah, he's here, all right. I'm trying to hold my elbow as still as I can, but it's very difficult because I don't have that much space on the table. So, okay. Is our feeling of joy supposed to be a balance? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Yes. Immediately he goes into yes. Okay, thank you. Clear. Will we continue to feel a sense of joy with regards to what has happened politically? It's a more reserved, but yes, it's a little bit more reserved. So there's a caveat to it. Is there a caveat to the joy that we are feeling right now? Yes, as depicted by the cards. Okay, thank you. Nigel, is this an indicator of how the midterms will go? Yes. Okay, thank you. Clear. If the energy stays the same, will the outcome be similar next year at this time? Yes. Okay. So that's what we got. This is a this is not some kind of offset. The energy stays the same, and I hope that it will. Then we will have next year we will have a similar outcome as we had today. Um, I don't really like doing politics there very much, but I'm going to ask a couple of political questions because this is the core of where our joy is coming from. Okay, clear, please. Thank you. Okay, will the Democrats win back the House in 2026? And yes, okay, thank you. Clear. Clear, please. Thank you. Will the Democrats win the Senate in 2026? And he goes into yes again. So this is an indicator. Okay, let me just do. Okay, clear, please. Okay, is this an indicator of the future? What happened last night with the election results? Yes, it is. Okay, clear. Will those who are elected, will they fulfill the promises that they made to their constituents regarding proper governance? It's not moving very quickly, but it is moving. Yes, it is. They will. Okay. So we have a reason to feel joy. We have a right to feel joy. And but we also have a right to find the balance with regards to that joy. So my suggestion to everybody is to look at it in a balanced way. regard the entire situation in the U.S. in a very balanced, in a very in a caveat that is encased in, yes, we are joyful, yes, we are happy, but we are also anticipating the people who were elected to do the jobs that they profess to want to do and not give in to corporations and to these people who would otherwise try to control it. So that is what I've got for you today. I think that's a really great, as far as joy is concerned, that shows the basic balance to it. And I hope that you have a great day. Sorry about the lighting. It's just really, really, I just don't like the lighting here at all. And I wish that I could do more to make the lighting better. But the fact is, I don't have the money to buy lights and things like that. I have to save money. And as with all of us, we must look out for ourselves and look out for our families and stuff, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not going to be buying some handy dandy light to make myself look more orange or make the lighting a little bit better. I'm just going to have to go with it with what I've got. So that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. And as always, namaste.